2022 witnessed many global events that shook the world, from Russia invading Ukraine to sanctions on Russia, to Boris Johnson's resignation, to the UK getting its first Indian origin Prime Minister in its history. Speaking about Prime Ministers, how can one forget the assassination of Japanese Prime Minister that shook the world? On that note, let's look at some of the top headlines of 2022. On February 24th, Russia began the invasion of Ukraine. Russian soldiers launched attacks in key cities across Ukraine, including Chernihiv, Kharkiv, Odessa, Sumy, and Kiev. Western officials stated that the conflict could be the most severe in Europe since 1945. The Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights recorded 17,181 civilian casualties in Ukraine between February 24th and December 4th, 2022, including 6,702 deaths. The majority of civilian casualties were inflicted by lethal weapons, with wide area impacts such as heavy artillery bombardment, multiple launched rockets, missiles, and air attacks. The Russia-Ukraine war continues to remain the big headline of 2022 as it has shaken the world, including the United Nations and other big powers as well. Next, the UK political turmoil. Boris Johnson resigned from his post on July 7th, 3 years after walking into 10 Downing Street, following a record number of resignations by his ministers. Rishi Sunak and Saeed Harvid, two of Britain's most senior cabinet ministers at the time, resigned within minutes of one another after Boris Johnson was forced to admit he had to revise his story about how he handled accusations of sexual misconduct by a senior member of his administration. The show didn't stop there though. After Johnson's resignation, Liz Truss became Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. However, Truss announced her resignation after barely a month and a half in office. Her resignation occurred amid falling opinion surveys and escalating economic crisis in the country on the back of a failed mini-budget. On October 25, the United Kingdom created history after it got its first ever Indian origin Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, the former Chancellor and Britain's youngest Prime Minister in recent times. Speaking about Prime Ministers, in July 2022, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was assassinated after being shot twice at a political campaign rally. He was making a speech when he was shot from behind by a gunman. Tetsuya Yamagami, 41, was recognized as the murderer and was quickly taken into custody. Several foreign leaders attended Abe's burial, including US Vice President Kamala Harris and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The next top headline for 2022 was the passing away of Queen Elizabeth II. She passed away peacefully at her residence in Scotland. She was the longest reigning monarch in British history, the head of the country, and a towering presence in the international scene for 7 decades. On Elizabeth's death, her son Charles automatically became the monarch of the United Kingdom and head of state of 14 other realms, including Australia, Canada, New Zealand. Another top headline for 2022 was Musk's acquisition of Twitter, the American communications company based in San Francisco. The acquisition of Twitter by Musk started on 14th of April. Billionaire Musk began buying shares of the American social media company in January 2022, and in April he became the company's largest shareholder with a 9.1% stake. On the 27th of October, Musk took complete control of Twitter. The Twitter shares were suspended from trading on the New York Stock Exchange's website from October 28th. Another global event that shook the world was Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. The animosity between the United States and China peaked early August when Pelosi, the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, visited the disputed region of Taiwan. The visit triggered a strong reaction from Beijing, raising fears of more geopolitical tensions in and around the Indo-Pacific area. The anger was not limited to heated battle of words, but also to a broader military drills and sanctions. Lastly, the top headline for 2022 was China's lockdown protest. On November 24, a deadly residential fire in the remote western Chinese region of Xinjiang killed 10 people and wounded 9, sparking protests. The public was outraged as videos of the incident revealed that lockdown restrictions had hindered firefighters from reaching the victims. Many protesters gathered along Beijing's Liangma River asking for an end to the constant COVID testing and COVID restrictions. Several people also criticized censorship and called for more political freedom. Well, with that, we come to an end of the video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and also the bell notification for more interesting videos. I'm Daniel for Kalkine Media.